All right, y'all. This is Crypto Yunti. Welcome to How to Store and Protect Your Crypto. This is the most important module I can give you guys. This is securing your future. This is really what it should be called, securing your future. So, welcome to Module 4. We're diving into something absolutely critical, how to store and protect your crypto, because let's be clear, if you don't control your keys, you don't control your coins. And the moment you buy your crypto, you need to know how to secure it. Whether you're stacking Bitcoin, flipping meme coins, or holding long term, this is where people get burned if they don't know better. So it is imperative that you understand the different types of wallets and how to maneuver them. Centralized exchanges, well, those are platforms like Coinbase, Binance, or Kraken, or Uphold. They're easy to use, but you don't control your keys. Risk, if an exchange gets hacked or freezes your funds, you're stuck. So I've had plenty of people mention that if you're on certain exchanges, they can, if the price appreciates, you can't liquidate your money. It becomes unavailable. We just had this happen out in the market. I will not tell you who that was, but if you do a little light search, I'm sure you can find it rather quickly. I've had another associate mention to me that he was on another platform. These are two separate platforms, by the way, and they won't allow him back on to trade any of his money. So pretty much they liquidated him and took the coins that he had. So that's the risk of centralized exchanges. If they see you as something that is not, that you are a bad actor or a scam artist, or if you even look like you're doing any sort of fraud, they will freeze it, they will report you, and they will take it. That's just how that will go. Then there's software wallets, aka hot wallets. So I talked about this I talked about this in the last module. This guy who was hacked. I'll talk about this in when we get to the hardware wallets or cold wallets. But I will explain what a hot wallet is. A hot wallet is something that you can use on your laptop or your mobile phone, like Trust Wallet, MetaMask, or Phantom. It is great for daily use, trading and DeFi, but it is still connected to the internet. And as you know, it is vulnerable to hacks, phishing, and malware. These wallets get coins sent to them. And if you're not smart, you click on that coin or you do any sort of interaction with a coin that you did not personally buy, you are screwed. It will take everything that you have in that account. Everything. Because you gave it permission to interact with that account. So if you didn't buy it, don't interact with it. And that's even in your hardware wallet. So now I've talked about a hardware wallet. Hardware wallets are physical devices like Ledger, Trezor, Keystone. They are highly secure because they're offline. There is no connectivity for these wallets. It is really good for long-term storage. And if you got large balances or serious security, or if you want serious security, this is the best option. Now, let's talk about what happened to the guy that I mentioned in the previous lesson where he lost $3 million and it was reported on CNBC. He had a hardware wallet, but he was using the hot wallet on the hardware wallet. So and I'll teach a lesson on this, but when you have devices like Ledger, you can plug in a MetaMask wallet to that Ledger. But there is a particular way that you set it up so that the transactions, when they are processed, they have to have your ledger to do so. He did not do that part. He missed a crucial step in setting up his wallet. This is why, while the market's down and things are rotating in and out, this is why it is a good it is a good time to learn what coins you're going to buy, what you're going to be invested in, how to secure your funds, and make sure that they are secure for your family's future. Because if you're buying for long term, this is why you need to know that. Now, there is paper wallets and air gap devices. In both the hardware wallet and the paper wallet case, when you get your security key, actually in all of these wallets except for the Coinbase wallet, you're going to get something called a set of security keys. Those security keys are equivalent of your bank plus routing number. If you give out your bank plus routing number, anybody can get those funds. The difference is with these versus your bank is your bank will try to help you get your money back. In crypto, nobody's there to help you. You're just screwed. With the centralized exchanges, they will help you get back a certain amount, which is kind of the same with the bank, right? You have about $250,000 that the FDIC will insure. But if you want more security, the hardware wallets are the best, and it is best in all cases not to share your private keys, your seed phrases, your security keys, also known as passphrase. That is important to know. Now, with these paper wallets and air-gapped devices, they are written on private keys and they are kept offline. They are rarely used today, and it is a very high risk if you lose it or it degrades, right? Very high risk. Now, I talked about private keys and seed phrases already. Never store it on your phone or in your notes. Don't put it on your computer. I got a book you can store it in where you can write down your ledger, your transactions, and you could put it in, you could take it to the bank and put it in your security deposit box, which is probably the best thing. You can write it down on paper or on steel, store it in a fireproof safe or a secure offline location, but never share it with anyone. If someone has your seed phrase, they have your money. And I'll give another story here. One of my really good friends, I'll give two stories. One of my really good friends, he had about 300 Bitcoin that he bought about 10, 20 years ago. And back then it was those paper phrases or paper wallets. He does not have that code anymore, so that means he cannot access it. So he's kind of like that man that digs around in the trash looking for his Bitcoin that is now worth like billions of dollars, never to be found. Now, the second thing is I've had couples that have shared the seed phrase with each other. I do recommend that if you're a married couple and you're doing this together, that you guys split the seed phrase, where one of you gets 7 and the other gets another 7, or however you want to do it, however you want to split the seed phrases. But I would recommend that you each person does not have the full phrase, because what I've seen happen and what I know to have happened is married couples go through divorces. The man think that he's hiding the crypto, and so he doesn't report it as an income during the marriage or an asset during the marriage. And so when the wife leaves, she's got the crypto and moved it to another wallet, and he has nothing. That is absolute truth, and that has happened. Some additional security tips: use 2-factor authentication on every account. Set up VPN. Never click on unknown wallet connect pop-ups. So like if you see dust in your account, like I've got some dust in my accounts like right now. If you do any interaction with those accounts, you're pretty much going to lose everything. Use a burner wallet for risky apps, which means if it's risky or you doing stuff with meme coins, take your Bitcoin or your secure assets that you know you're going to have for long term, put them in a wallet that you know you're never going to mess with, and then take your meme coins or your poo coins or your shit coins and get another wallet. You can use like a MetaMask or a hot wallet for that. Different tools that I will tell you about and explain how to set up later is MetaMask, Phantom, Keplr, Ledger, SafePal, and more. If you're in my Discord, I do help people set up their wallets. I tell people when we set up these wallets, you can't tell me your seed phrases. So But in either case, there's pros and cons to each of the different chains, each of the different wallets. So please take heed of this lesson. If this is the only lesson you listen to, um, this will be the best one. So next in module 5, we're going to break down how to buy your first crypto safely from exchanges to decentralized platforms. And let's keep it safe and smart, people.